Good morning, thank you, and I welcome you all here to Neva's Kids Conquering Cancer. My name is Ana Vasquez, and we want to welcome one of our special guests. It's Dr. Shirley Barbosa. She is here to speak about pediatric cancer, and her main objectives are physiology of cancer, adequate, proper, well-balanced diet, detoxification of the body, complementary alternative medicine, metabolic supplementation. So we just want to welcome Dr. Shirley Barbosa for being here with us today. And we just want to give it over to her. Dr. Barbosa, it is all yours.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am Dr. Barbosa from Nature's Remedy Center, and I'm here in the Valley helping with health issues for 11 years on my office. And I deal with chronic degenerative disease. So I mostly changing lifestyle, change your life. Okay, so today we're gonna see pediatric cancer. Why children has cancer nowadays. Next. The real causes of all disease, really what is it, is a cell level. Okay, it doesn't matter what causes cancer, what causes any health condition, everything starts on the cell. And the disease starts when the cell has malfunction, when the cell has a deficiency. Like for example, if you have zinc deficiency, it's going to show in your nail white spots. So that's how your immune system is compromised. You see, the body signs everything that you have wrong inside would show in your body first. And the second one will be toxicity, by eating the wrong foods that we're not supposed to, or the air or the water, and that's causes the cells to be toxic. So the root cause of every single disease is the cell malfunction, or by deficiency, minerals, vitamins, or enzymes, or toxicity. Next. What is cancer? Cancer is a process in which the pancreas failure to produce one enzyme called pancreatin that will eliminate abnormal cells growths through the body. The function of the pancreas is not just to deal with the sugar. The pancreas has other functions, and one function of the pancreas is to eat up abnormal cells. So everybody has abnormal cells. But who does the cleaning up of your body cells, abnormal, is the pancreas. Why the pancreas is not working? Why the pancreas is not doing the job? Because we are overeating protein. Because when you eat animal protein, takes 5 to 6 hours to digest, and the whole process of digesting is kind of 48 hours. So if you eat protein 3 times a day, are you giving rest for your stomach and for your pancreas? No. So there is no time for the pancreas to go after the tumor cells and clean up. So what we're doing wrong is overeating what? Protein. We need protein, but in the right amount. The right amount of protein daily is the size of your palm. This one, divided in 3. Because if you eat too much in one meal, what are you doing to yourself? Protein doesn't get stored on your body, and it's going to be showing up on your body as uric acid. And purine is very toxic. So kind of the reason that the pancreas doesn't work is because we are overeating what? Animal protein. The best way to eat the protein is divide the size. Like for me, 6 ounces of protein. So I can divide 2, 2, and 2, and 3 meals. And add vitamin C, 250 milligrams, and magnesium, 500 milligrams for each meal. That's the proper way, correct way to eat. And now I'm not gonna overboard the pancreas. Okay? So everybody that has cancer, who is not working?
The pancreas.
The pancreas. Next. Another thing that causes cancer is a virus. Everybody has virus. So we activate and we deactivate the virus. And who's going to be in charge of that? The immune system. And where is that immune system? 80% of that immune system is in your gut. So if your flora is not there, no what? Immune system. And then the virus can be what? Activate. So no virus is going to be activate if you have your immune system working properly. That means your small intestine. 80% of your defense cells are generated there.
In the intestine?
And intestine, that's the immune system. They discover now, they thought it was just the bone marrow, but now they discover that the crypt of the intestine on the small intestine produces immune system cells too, the blood too, not just the bone marrow.
So we need to take care of our intestine.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
It's very important because how we destroy the small intestine? By taking antibiotic, by being stressed out, by eating the wrong foods. Like for example, when you eat gluten creates a film on the top of villi, and then because the body cannot absorb, and then to help you to be alive, the body open gaps between the villi, and that's called fistulas. And that fistulas doesn't have the filter, so then you start undigested foods can go there, and then you have allergies, autoimmune disease. So that's called leaky gut. So if you are sick, you have what? Leaky gut. And if you were sick, you have what? Low immune system. Otherwise, the virus cannot be activated.
But you say the antibiotics don't help it?
No, antibiotics destroy the normal flora that you have in your gut. You have 80% of good bacteria and 20% of a bad bacteria. When you take antibiotic, reverse. The bad bacteria is there that are supposed to help you. They become in a big numbers, then they make you sick. And then your immune system is not working. Then your blood could be impure and then not works. Because remember, you're gonna have those fistulas there. So that's meaning each time you eat, some undigested food is gonna go to your bloodstream. That's when you're gonna have allergy reactions. And then after you take antibiotic, you need to take a probiotic to replace your normal flora to avoid this. Because only you're gonna be attacked by a virus if your immune system is what? Down. Okay? So virus does cause cancer. Like for example, not too long ago they discovered that papillomavirus causes cervical cancer in women. Epstein-Barr virus, lymphoma. So why different parts of the body, different virus? Because what kind of the tissue they like. So each virus is gonna cause one type of cancer. Leukemia is a virus too.
How do you explain leukemia on a newborn baby?
Usually the mother can pass the virus through the baby.
So it's proven that the mother can?
Well, we can test. There is some virus that we can know that can cause leukemia. We can test the baby for those viruses, but it needs to be specific order to be tested for the specific virus. You need to know the virus name so you can look for.
Mm-hmm. Because the baby will not be eating the protein and all that. It will be the mom.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I'm pretty sure when we're pregnant, we watch our diets. You know,
yes.
we're trying to eat healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, how can you pass it?
But remember that I told you that we all have a virus?
Mm-hmm.
We have all abnormal cells.
Mm-hmm.
So that's mean you have the protection, but when the baby receives whoever you have, the baby doesn't have it yet. Okay? And another thing that could happen to the baby, when the baby born, the intestine of the baby is permeable. And when you give breastfeeding the baby, the colostrum is gonna close that permeability. But if you didn't breastfeed the baby, what's happened to the baby?
Mm-hmm.
It's permeable. And the baby is gonna start developing some problems, allergies, and he can be sick too. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So virus can cause because what the virus does, the virus and your cell, it's called, there is the nucleus has a DNA, and then we have some defense mechanism there like TNF factor not make tumors, and then we have the P53. So those viruses switch those buttons. So that's why the cell starts growing, growing, growing. Your body doesn't recognize because it's your own cell. You understand? Because he switched those off. The virus does that.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to have a cancer, you need to have what? A virus too. Okay? So cancer is not it's a death sentence. Cancer is a problem that is going on in your body for a while. That's why you have cancer. But it's reversible by addressing all the problems that you have. Okay, next. And here is just for you to know that the virus can cause disease, and once the virus goes in your body, they don't go off. You turn on and turn off. Okay, activate and deactivate. Like for example, Roseola virus, it's HH6. All the family hepatitis, the herpes virus. Like if you have the HHV6, guess what happened to you if that virus activates when you're adult or teenager? You get cancer. HH6 causes cancer. And you can have cancer like early 30s with HH6. So that's mean if the child has roseola, if her immune system is not okay, what she's gonna have when she grow up? Cancer. Because that virus causes cancer later on. Like each time you have those diseases at the early age, did you get rid of the virus from your body? No, it's just deactivate they are dormant. But if you don't take care of your health, if you don't eat properly, you're gonna have cancer later on. Just for you to have idea where you're getting those things. Okay? So, and parvovirus B19, the kid is gonna have the face. Have you seen that?
A slap.
Yes, the slap face.
Virus.
The virus, yes, called parvovirus B19. And guess what happened to this child if she doesn't have a good lifestyle when she was maybe 19, 20, 30s, and 40s? What disease she's gonna have? Rheumatoid arthritis. You see? Even though everyone has the virus, but I don't need to have the cancer. I don't need to have the rheumatoid arthritis. By having a good lifestyle, I can what? That don't activate that virus ever again. Do you understand the difference? Okay, next. This is a cell, a cancer cell. It's about to divide. The cancer cells multiply very fast. How do you know that in 1 week you can double a tumor? In 1 week, you can double the size of any tumor by eating wrong foods. Like the tumor gets fed on sugar. So if you eat a lot of sugar, what's going to happen to your tumor in 1 week? Yes, doubles the size in 1 week by feeding the tumor. The tumor grows on sugar. We're going to see. Next. Here is a normal cell. Okay, your blood should look like that. Always spread and clean. You see there is nothing there. And here is round, that's a red blood cell. That's the way it should look. Now next. Now this one is the person has cancer, leukemia. What's wrong on that cell? This is a live blood cell. What's wrong on that? It's round and beautiful, the cell?
No.
No. So that means that person is what? Acidic. Because when the body is alkaline, the cells are round and spread out and it's all clean. Did you see the cells all deformed? Okay? They cannot feed the organs, the cells, the body cells, because they are deformed. They don't carry oxygen properly. And in order for you to have cancer, like if I have liver cancer, in order for me to have liver cancer, that means I don't have oxygenation properly on that area. Because the cancer goes where there is no what? Oxygen. Okay? So this is a sign that the person has cancer. It's called teardrop. If I look at blood and the person doesn't have no diagnosis yet that she has cancer, if I look at blood, I know that she have cancer somewhere. just because those cells. And that blood would suggest that too. Okay? You see the difference from one good blood to another one with cancer? Next. And here is AML. This is another blood sample of the person with leukemia. Okay? Next one. Did you see the blood? The blood there was all together, all the cells together. So they can form clots very easy when it's like that, and they don't oxygenate and bring nutrition for the body correctly. And this one is another kind of leukemia, and how look like the blood. There's a smaller, the red blood cells.
And the big ones?
The big ones it's this defense cells, lymphocytes, but they premature. They not the normal. They not normal. They are premature.
Okay. They stay premature?
Yes, that's for this kind of the leukemia. Yes, that's called acute lymphoblastic leukemia. For that kind of leukemia, yes, it's premature lymphocytes. Okay, next. And here's another cause of leukemia. And here's another, the cells, you see they're big, and they have too many defense cells. And the red blood cells are deformed. You see they all deformed. They're not round, they cannot carry properly the oxygenation. And look here. Next. Here will be the signs and symptoms of childhood cancer. The child will have a fever more than 7 days and won't go away. It's a prolonged fever. Usually children with cancer, they will have a low fever grade, and they sweat at night. And also they have pain in the legs. They always complain about leg pain. And also, if it's anything with a brain tumor, they would have headaches, okay? And also the child would complain, especially leukemia, they'll be tired all the time. Next. And here, everybody can grow abnormal cells. Do you know when you get pregnant, you have those cells called trophoblasts? That's to develop a new human being. And then with 8 weeks, they stop growing the trophoblast, because guess who starts working? The pancreas. And the pancreas starts producing the pancreatin trypsin, and then put a stop on that. You see how is related cancer with the pancreas? Because this is a normal process that we have in the body, otherwise we won't be here. So it's our lifestyle that is most weight on having cancer. Okay, and things that will activate this process could be virus infection, because we saw how the virus work, change the DNA P53 and TNF factor, not make tumor, switching, and then low immune system, because if you don't have, what happened? Like, for example, if you hear a robber coming inside here, don't you call the police right away to defend yourself? So the body, when sees someone come in that doesn't belong to your body, your immune system goes defend yourself. But in that case, the system, it's too low, it's not enough soldiers to defeat the intruder, or a virus, or bacteria, or parasites, do you understand? Trauma. Like, for example, trauma can cause cancer too. Like, for example, the breast of a woman is made of fats. If you're gonna do heavy weight lifting in your house and you drop this here, what happens? Bruises the fat. And the fat doesn't have enough circulation, you can get cancer quickly there. Okay? Trauma can cause cancer too. And then x-rays. Why x-rays would promote leading to cancer? Why x-rays? Anything that is radiation, because activates the virus. The virus gets activated with radiation. So it's not wise to be exposed to X-rays too many times or sonograms too many times. And the chemicals. And nowadays we know that a lot of chemicals can cause cancer. Okay, it's like the diet sodas, the sugar, aspartame, and those kind of sugar is chemical. They can lead to cancer and make us obese too. Next. Here, you cannot have cancer unless you have those three things present. First, you're gonna have to have a top germ cell. What was the name of the cell? Trophoblast. Okay, you need to have a top cell. And if that cell is there, it's because who didn't work?
The pancreas?
The pancreas didn't work, didn't eat up the abnormal cell. Second, the stimulating presence of female sex hormone. Have you heard about estrogen dominant? Yes. So that means everybody who has a tumor growing, they are estrogen dominant. What is the estrogen dominant? For example, if I leave this water bottle in my car, gets warm, what is releasing here? Xenoestrogen. If I do every single day that, I'm putting what? A lot of xenoestrogen, so I'll be what? Estrogen dominant. And there is a lot of things that has xenoestrogen. And the tumor to grow needs estrogen. He cannot grow without estrogen. And then a deficit, and then you don't have the enzyme to eat up the abnormal cells from the pancreas. So in order to have cancer, you need to have three problems. You need to have the abnormal cell, you need to have the sex hormone, female, and you need to have low enzymes from your pancreas. Next. And here, the common type of cancer that we see in children. We see from 0 to 14 and 15 to 19. Acute lymphocytic leukemia is 26%. So it's lymphocytic leukemia, that's from 0 to 14. And guess what? Lymphocytes, they go after virus. What suggestion is given to you here? Lymphocyte is the one that goes after virus. So what do you think is it?
Too many?
Virus. Because if it's an overgrowth of lymphocytes, so that means you should be related to what? Virus. And if you be eosinophil goes elevate when you have allergies or you have parasites. So if you get a lab work that you have eosinophilus elevate, give you an idea that you have two things. What? Allergy reaction or parasites. So give you idea. And brain, central nervous system, 21%. Neuroblastoma, 7%. Non-Hodgkin lymphoma, 6%. So the three most that the children would have from 0 to 14 would be leukemia and brain tumor and neuroblastoma, the three. And then from 15 to 19, Hodgkin lymphoma, 15%, thyroid carcinoma, and brain central nervous. So that's the majority of the cancer types that will afflict the childhood. Okay, next. And here, everything that goes inside, wrong inside my body, would show outside. You have a clue that something's wrong. Like for example, here on your nail, look at your nail, you're gonna see a lunae, the white part, like a half moon. If you see a child with no lunae, it's an indication, or adult that doesn't have any, is an indication that might have cancer. And then you give medication like Oxypower or Chi Energy, bring back. Takes about 1 month to regrow because that's a problem, mitochondria. So it's energy. So that kid is low. And so then if you give the supplementation and won't come back, it's a sign that the child might have what? Cancer. And another sign of a blood problem. What shape is that nail? It's like a shell. And what shape should be your nails? Look your nails.
Lunar.
It's a square. It's a rectangle. Okay, and this one, when you see a person with that, it means she has a blood problem. Could be thalassemia, leukemia, any blood problem. It's a sign that something's wrong. Okay, and this one here, the nail bed will be like a spoon. It's a sign that the child has what? Low iron, anemia, because leukemia give you what? Anemia. Next. And here's the signs of leukemia. That's mean here the child has already been diagnosed with leukemia. The eyes, what happened to here when I see? Will be pale or white, won't come back. And here, what happened to the gun? Bleeding. Okay? And another thing, nose bleeding. And what happened to the skin? Bruises. Okay? And this is a viral infection. It's a mark of a viral infection. So this when the child has already leukemia. And next. And here are signs of a leukemia. So be body petechia. So it's the tiny red spots, like we show on the picture there. Okay, the red tiny red spots, petechia, and the kid will be pale for a while, doesn't go away, and be tired all the time, and fever more than 7 days. Frequent infection, the kid is always sick, like with flu, colds, because her immune system is what? Down. And gum bleeding, easy bleeding or bruising, and loss of appetite, and there'll be painless blue or purple lumps in the neck, because where the virus goes? On the lymph nodes. Another suggestion that could be what? A virus. Next. Here it's a neuroblastoma. It's another type of common tumor on the child. And here you're gonna see masses. You're gonna see something abnormal. You know it's a mass. Do you see you see a mass there, you see a mass there, you see a mass there. And this is a typical eyes of the child with that kind of cancer. Look at the eyes. This is very typical. So, but it is the child being diagnosed already. Okay, and there'll be back pain, and there'll be lumps in chest or abdomen, and that's from the neuroblastoma. Next. Symptoms of the brain tumor. The child will complain of a headache, and the headache doesn't diminish. It's keep increasing the intensity and the pain and the time, like it doesn't go away. It's a headache that doesn't go away.
Can they confuse it with a migraine?
Yes, they can be confused with migraine. Okay, but this doesn't go away. Migraine can go away, and this one doesn't go away. Migraine can have crisis. This one won't go away. It's steady and growing, and the intensity would grow. And another way that they will become, they be irritation. The child will be irritated all the time and could have confusion, and what you know probably when it's cancer, because the child vomits and feels better. The headaches decrease. Yes.
Vomiting?
Yeah, or make the headache decrease.
Why is that?
They make it has to do with the vagal nerves, but that's one sign that when it's a brain tumor or something, the kids would vomit and feel better. Helps with the headache. But if she's not vomiting because she wants, it's
because the body makes it
yes,
want to vomit.
Yes, and the child wake up at night with headache. The child was sleeping and she start crying and he has headache. And change in motor skills, like you notice that the child is walking with difficulty, the speech and writing, and you see changes that wasn't there before. Okay, next. This one is a sign of a retinoblastoma. When you see, this is very easy to spot because you see what happened to the eye. It's white. And this one is called retinoblastoma. The kids would have closed eyes, white eye, blurry vision, dilated pupil, you see that's when it'll be very clear that something's wrong with the child. And different colors, iris, and pain or redness in the eyes will be irritate the sclera. Next. Symptoms and signs of osteosarcoma. Osteosarcoma, it's another kind of common type of cancer in children because the children is doing what? Growing. So that's why this is very common in children because the process of growing itself. Pain in a bone or joint increase with the time. The child is always complaining and doesn't go away the pain. And pain swelling, noticeable mass and lumps in the arm and leg because if that cancer is gonna be in the bone. So you're gonna, on the joints, you're gonna see like a big mass, but it'll be hard because it's a bone. Broken bone without injury, like the children break any part of the body and didn't have fell or anything. Stiffness or swallow of the joints, back pain or loss. So that means the kids cannot control no more number 1 or number 2. So that a sign that she has osteosarcoma. Okay, next. Tumors. How the tumor can grow. First thing, the tumor gets fed in glucose. Remember that I told you that you can double the size of a tumor by feeding sugar. And the tumor has a circulation. So if you cut the circulation, can the tumor grow? If I change my diet, can the tumor grow? Cutting the sugar. This one, it's a product called angiostop that cuts the circulation. And the first one, food that will be the glucose and white flour and red meat will be your diet. You're changing lifestyle, plant-based food diet. Okay, and the next one is called in case of a tumors, will be the female sex hormones. You're gonna be estrogen dominant. And this one, it's called myomine, that blocks the estrogen dominance, converts and balances the hormones. Okay, so if you eliminate those 3 roots of a tumor, can you still have a cancer? What's going to happen to the tumor? It's going to die because it doesn't have the 3 things that feed him: food, circulation, and hormones. If I cut those 3 ways, can he survive? No. Okay, next. Now it's time to have your break.
Do you all want a break? Or
It can go 50 minutes or more? Okay. In order to have microbes in your body, you have to have the fungus, the famous yeasts that you have in your small intestines called yeast cells. That's the way it is. Okay? When you take antibiotic, you disrupt that intestinal flora, and they change. They change to that form called Candida albicans, pseudo-E5. So when they are that form, that one is that form here, they can infiltrate. They can get out from the small intestine and go any place. They can be on your blood, they can be on your organs, they can be any place. Did you see the cancer here? What color is the tumor? It's white. And guess what is this? Mm-hmm. So cancer is not just the virus the cancer is not just the virus that alternates the cell. The end product, the tumor, it's fungus. And in the middle of the tumor, the tumor is a solid abscess and it's fungal. In the middle it's like it's bushy. In the middle will be the parasites, the virus, all the microbes will be there. Okay? So that's why it's important to have your flora, your small intestine normal, because you don't want to have overgrowth of what? Fungus. Okay? Have you heard about Dr. Simonsen? Cancer is fungus? Because the tumor is a solid abscess. Okay, next. And what color is the tumor there? White. So what do we have to do to, how we gonna cut, how this tumor can die quickly again? What was the 3 things that we need to cut down? The sugar, the sex hormone, sugars, sex hormone, and circulation. Okay, so next. Next. Okay. And the tumor has something specific, it's called ACG. When you get pregnant, what test the doctor does to you to see if you're pregnant or not? A urine test. And what he's gonna check on that test? The ACG. Because when you have a tophoblast cells, a tumor, but in that case it's not a tumor, it's a baby that's gonna be born. So they produce what? ACG. And the tumor produces that too. Like if it's a little boy or a little girl has ACG positive, what means that child has? A tumor. Because she's not pregnant, he's not pregnant. Okay, so this is gonadotropin urine analysis, and by having this, you know how much, like excessive positive. If I have over 10,000, I have 6 cross, so that means definitely I have cancer. And how this can be tested? On urine. Because the only way you're gonna have this ACG on your body is when you are pregnant. And if you are a man or a child and a female, you're not pregnant, you have what? Tumor. Okay, next. What do we have to eliminate from your diet in order to starve the tumor? What is it? First, sugar. Second, gluten. Why gluten needs to be taken off? What happened to the small intestine that I explained to you guys? The leaky gut creates a film, and then you cannot absorb, open fistulas, okay? And the dairy, why you cannot have dairy too?
At all. Hormones.
Yes, the hormones, the quantity of the hormones, and besides that, casein inflames the blood, inflames the brain, okay? But it's a quantity of hormones. And meat, why meat is not good idea, red meat? Because the excess of proteins, but because the red meat has purines, and it's make your body acidic. Because when you eat too much protein, what is going to be elevating your blood? Uric acid. That means you overeat the protein. Okay? And processed foods. Why processed foods is not a good idea? Because it's not food. It's dead food. It's not foods that promote what? Life. And processed oil is not good for you, because when you put processed oils on your body, they turn into acid and they can perforate your arteries and creates this scar tissue and then deposits in your artery. Okay? So no processed oils. But what would be a good oils to use? But raw form. Coconut oil, you can heat up your food with coconut oil.
What about like avocado oil?
You can use avocado oil, but all the oils needs to be raw form. You cannot cook. The only one you can heat up is the coconut oil.
Organic oil.
The organic will be the olive oil, the cold press, raw, and coconut oil you can use to heat up to do something cooking. But remember, if you have a Teflon pan, you need to medium. You cannot go above medium. Any oil that you heat up and smoke, you already wasted. Okay? Next. And here, remember that I told you we need to change the lifestyle. We need plant-based foods. But even if I'm gonna eat plant-based foods, I need to know how to what? Combine. Because if I don't combine properly, what I cause on my stomach? Indigestion, fermentation, and free radicals, water or fats. And free radicals is oxidation, and oxidation kills the cell. You see how important it is to know how to eat? Because even though I be eating correctly, but I mix things that I'm not supposed to, I can cause fermentation and death of my cells. Because oxidation by water radicals or oxidation by fat-free radicals. So here, can I mix protein with a starch? No. Protein doesn't go with a starch. If I want to eat something protein, I have to do with veggies or salads. Like, can I eat a taco of a barbacoa? No, because it's protein and starch. But I can eat a taco of a nopalitos with the starch. Do you understand the difference? Because if I eat, like I just ate now, okay, I had lunch and I ate red meat and I ate bread. What's gonna happen to me in 30 minutes after I eat? I'm gonna feel sleepy because I have the wrong what? Wrong combination. Wrong combination. Protein with starch. That's why you feel sleep after you eating, because you have the wrong combination. And the fruits, a lot of mistakes that people does all the time that I see. Can I combine melons with strawberry? The melons doesn't go with anything. If you're gonna eat a melon, you can get up in the morning, get a bowl of melon, watermelon, or any kind of melons by itself. And then wait for the digest to be done, then you can eat other things, but you cannot mix melon with anything. Okay? No. Melon needs to be by themselves. I can mix the sweet fruits with sub-acid fruits. Like I can put apples with bananas. I can put apricot with figs. I can mix those two, but I cannot mix this with this. I cannot mix acids with sweets. They don't go together. And melon doesn't go with anything. Do you understand? And here I gave for you that copy so you know more or less how to prepare your meals. But the internet is very good about those information, gluten-free, dairy-free, and food combination charts, and even recipes. Like the internet has a very vegan good recipes. Okay, next. Here, nutrition can be improved the outcome children with cancer. So you can change your child's life by change her diet, okay? Because now you know what is cancer. Now you know what to do to stop the tumor grow. In case of leukemia, is a little bit different. And so you can have, this is the options diet that you can have. Vegan diet, raw diet, Gerson diet, from Gerson Therapy diet. You have the book you can buy, Gerson Therapy, and over there has menus and juicing. I gave a cup of the juicing for you guys. It's from that book. So this is a copy of the juicing that they do for their patients. It's 1 cup of orange juice, 1 cup of 4 cups of half apple and carrot juice, and 4 cups of greens. So this is idea for you to do the juicing. And this is coffee enema, how to detox the liver. Okay, and this paper here is the alkaline form foods. Ideas, what is foods that promotes alkalinity and acid forming. Because you need 20% of your daily foods acid forming and 80% alkaline. And here's a list that I gave for you guys too. It's foods to avoid that cause inflammation. And one food that causes inflammation, gluten. Second, dairy, artificial sugars. So that's a list that will make the child go worse because those foods cause inflammation. Okay? And then we have another called DNA food repair. That DNA food repair is telling you repairs what? The DNA. Okay? Once your DNA it's repaired, and then turn off those genes that cause what? Cancer. Okay? And why you should follow that nutrition? Because you're gonna avoid malnutrition, you're gonna decrease the toxic effects of chemo and radiation, and you're gonna lift your immune system because you're gonna have your flora working properly again, and your gut is gonna be working properly again. No, it's not gonna be permeable no more. Next. DNA food repair. DNA food repair is the blue. When you look at your DNA is have that composition: 50% phosphates, 30% complete sugars, and 20% nitrates. So even if we don't know how to eat, we look inside your cells is giving you idea how we're supposed to eat, because the purpose of eating is feeding who? The cell. It's feeding the cell. So here, phosphate. What are phosphates? Veggies, fruits, and water. What is complete sugars? Grain, roots. What is nitrates? Protein, nuts, seeds, and good fat. Tell me your name of a good fat. One good fat.
Would it be like maybe nuts?
Nuts, avocados, olives. Okay, the body needs good fats, because without fats, you don't have the brain is made from fat. It's made from good fat. It's cholesterol, and the cell's protection is made from cholesterol, and the bile is made from cholesterol, and the arteries, when you have clogged up, it's called lipoprotein A, is made from cholesterol. It's a fibrin, and it's so cholesterol is your best friend, protects you. Okay, next. Here's plant-based diets. What is a plant-based diet? It's eat whole food. They are vital, because if I get a potato and plant here, can I grow a plant from? So they are alive. Anytime you pick it up something that is whole food, you can plant. They can grow like an apple. You can plant, it will grow a tree. Like they life, and they are real. They're not processed. Like, for example, what is better, to eat potatoes or potato chip? Which one is vital? Which one is not vital?
Potato.
Potato is vital, and potato chip is not. It's processed, and foods as grown. So like, I'm not gonna eat potato chip because there is no life, but if I eat the potato, yes, there is life. Okay? And how many times we need to chew the food? 2 times. Why we need to teach the child to sit down and eat properly? Why is important?
So they can take their time to eat, and the nutrients can go to where they need to go.
Yes, because if they chew correctly, here in the mouth there is the first defense mechanism, is the enzyme. That enzyme is supposed to kill the microbes before they go in your stomach. Do you understand? So if the child eats very fast, he's not getting the first defense, that is killing the microbes before getting to their body. Do you understand how important is that? And the food needs to leave your mouth as a puree type. So if the child is eating and running, you need to make the time 3 times per day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and eat on time. And another thing, can the child drink juice or liquids with the food?
It's best not to.
Why?
I took another class, I just don't remember exactly what, but I remember there was something about the nutrients.
Yes, because when you drink the liquids, the way the stomach is made, they cannot start digestion without taking the liquid first. The liquid, if you drink before meals, stays only 10 minutes in your body. So the best thing to have a good digestion is to drink the liquids 30 minutes before. Or if you forgot, 2 hours later, but not with the food, because you're gonna delay digestion, because the body needs to take off the liquid first. You understand? And that's why is the reason you need to chew, and you need to establish time for the child to sit down and eat properly. Okay, no running, no in front of TV. Sit down and take care, eat properly. Now, make sure the kids has a lot of greens. You need to give at least 2 salads for that child daily, because it's the green that is the life. Like a cow has big muscles. What they eat? Greens. Do they eat meat? No, they eat greens. So it's very important. Green is life. If they put a lot of greens on their child's food, it's gonna get better. You're gonna see the difference. Actually, the kids when they go to chemo and radiation, they take this product. It's greens. It's called superfood, and that will help them to be stronger during the process. Like sometimes it doesn't fall the hair, but sometimes the toxicity will be too much. It will, but this keeps them in good state. Okay, not even for children, for adults too. It's called superfood, but it's greens. That's why.
Is that like mixed in your drink? Or?
Yes, you can do apple juice and you mix. Like I deal more with adult clients, and they drink that. The ones that drink that, they went through chemo and they still here. They're fine. They didn't suffer so much like the others, like very sick that couldn't get up and things like that. That keep them in good state. Okay, that's a good thing to take during chemo and radiation, and another thing that they be depleted will be the minerals, and this is a good source of minerals. Okay, this is ready to go. You just drink because they'll be mineral deficiency, because zinc is a mineral, and zinc is very important for what? The immune system. And here's the zinc. But here has all the trace minerals. But if you see the child has white spots, he's a zinc what? Deficiency. So it needs that. And usually the kids has inflammation, a lot of pain. This is anti-inflammatory. This will be good for inflammation or pain. It's natural, no side effects. Okay. Next, iodine. The child with a problem with iodine would have the eyes. It's called shining eyes. So that's me. Usually a child has that problem, and this is iodine. And you're gonna see because the eyes is gonna be called shining. Okay, and let's take a break now, and then we come back for the other part. So let's pick it up where we left. So that means minerals is very important, because I told the cell gets sick because lack of what? Nutrition. Minerals, enzymes, whatever is needed to process their functions. Iodine is very important. You're gonna see that the child, when he has problem with deficiency, their eyes is gonna be shiny and has eye bags too. Okay. Next. Before preparing the food, it's usually they say to soak. Like if you're gonna cook the beans, what do you have to do with the beans before you cook, and why?
Rinse them, soak them.
You have to pick up the beans, left overnight with water. The reason is because the seeds, God put a protection there. Like if you don't have this enzyme inside the seeds, like they would sprout or they create mold. It's to keep, like you can store those products for a long time if they are properly stored. Otherwise they would sprout. Like, so that's why. So all the seeds has this enzyme to protect it. So before you cook the bean, you have to put in the water and leave overnight, and then throw the water out, because when you soak, release the enzyme. And what happens if you eat the beans without soaking? You're gonna have a lot of gas, because that enzyme is not made for you to eat. Do you understand why? So all the seeds has this enzyme to protect. It's for storage purpose. So it's good for you to soak all the seeds, like garbanzo, like beans, any kind. So soaking like legumes or nuts overnight before to assimilate. In case of nuts, is to make soft, you assimilate better. Okay, but in case of the beans and the other things, is to release the enzyme. That's the purpose. Because if you eat beans that is not release that enzyme, you're gonna create a lot of gas. Sprouts and the flour too. We have to the grains to leave sprouts, and then you digest better too before you do. Have you buy the bread that is called sprouted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what they do. They let it sprout and then they do the bread to digest better. Okay, and that's sprouting you can do with legumes, grains, nuts, and seeds. It's good at the predigestion, make it easier for your body to digest. But the main thing that we have to do with the child is create a time to sit down and eat properly, and chew how many times? Yeah, or at least that is a puree in the mouth. Okay, and the liquids should be drink when?
At the end. They finish.
Yeah, before, like 30 minutes before, or 2 hours after if you forgot. Okay, next. And here, remember that the tumor has their own what? Circulation. And you can cut the circulation with this product, angiostop. Okay? So all tumors, they have their own circulation, they depend on hormones, and they depend on glucose. But if I cut this here and take off the glucose and decrease the hormones, they have to die. Next. And here's the myomine. That myomine lowers the estrogen, okay? It's because you need progesterone. The relation to progesterone to estrogen is 200 to 1, and we are inverted. So estrogen promotes all disease, and progesterone, it's lower all disease. Like for example, if you're pregnant and you don't have enough progesterone, guess what happened to your baby? You miscarriage. And it's just lack of progesterone. Because of usually those babies perfect, nothing wrong with them. It's just because you didn't have your levels of progesterone and vitamin E too for spotting. Okay, so this will balance your hormones. Next, that's what it does. That myomine inhibits aromatase enzyme, balance the excess of estrogen. That's all it does. Balance all your hormones. It's not a hormone therapy. It's just balance your hormones and lowers the estrogen, because usually to have cancer we have to have estrogen dominant, and competes with the estradiol at the target cells, so don't let bind. You see, that's the myomine. That's where it works on the path. So I can be low in progesterone, I can be low in testosterone, I can be low in progesterone or DHA or anything, but if I don't have the myomine to put in the right place, doesn't go. Goes all to estrogen because the pathway. Okay. Do you understand what the myomine does? Mm-hmm. Okay, next. And here, why is important to have a plant-based diet? What happened to your body when you eat plant-based diet?
Your pH levels goes up?
Yeah. And my urine in the morning needs to be where? Between here, and you can buy those stripes on the sprouts, and then you can test the first urine, and you can test, and your pH needs to be on that range. If your urine in the morning is like that, that means you did a good job eating a day before. So that means you know you're learning to eat properly. Now if it's here, it's not right. That's acidic body, and too alkaline will be not good either.
What is your input on the alkaline water?
The alkaline water, like anything that is minerals, makes the water alkaline. Like this, when you put in the water, makes the water alkaline. It's minerals, because the way God gave for us before, the water come with minerals, magnesium, and all the minerals trace. But they remove, and now the water has only, I think, potassium and calcium. And when you drink that water, this water is acidic. Mm-hmm. I measure the pH is acidic. When you drink that water, they dehydrate you, because it doesn't have the minerals. It needs to have the minerals to go in. And when you drink that water, you're going to notice that in 5 minutes you're in the bathroom. because it didn't go in. In order for the water to be retained, it needs to have minerals. And you can do your own water with minerals. Like you can get
soda?
yes, I'm going to teach you how to do. It's 5 liters of water, a good water, and you put 2.5 grams of magnesium chloride, 2.5 grams of baking soda, and 2.5 of grams of Himalaya salt. Then you can give to your whole family that. That's the proper. It's not like the one God gave us originally, but it helps. Okay? So a lot of people, we see athletes dying very young or kids collapsing in the gym or outside because they hydrate and they drink a lot of sodas. When you drink sodas, it has caffeine. Caffeine is a diuretic, and you're gonna pee out all the minerals. And you're gonna see when you drink a lot of caffeine, you're gonna see that your pee has fallen. So that means you're losing protein. But it's not only protein, you're losing all the electrolytes. Then you're gonna have spasms. You're gonna have like cramps. So when they have like cramps, they are lacking what? Minerals. Okay, calcium, potassium, magnesium. And when the eyes blink, that's one big sign that they zero in magnesium. And magnesium, it's antispasm. What you can have? Chest pain, because there is no magnesium you can have a heart attack. Okay? So this is very important. So your first urine in the morning to be collected needs to be arranged between here. So that means you're learning how to eat properly. Even food combined. So that means you didn't combine things that causes fermentation. In case you have a fermentation and you ate melon with strawberry, it's set, give you fermentation, even though you don't feel it's there. What you can do to neutralize that? Like if I drink a Coke, I'm gonna create radicals, water radicals. Vitamin C neutralize. Okay, it's an antioxidant, neutralize water-free radicals. And if it's fat, vitamin E neutralize fat-free radicals. So those two neutralize. And plus they're very important for collagen, plus the magnesium. So that means that, not that I'm teaching you guys how to eat wrong and to neutralize, but this is very important for our health. Mm-hmm. This prevents heart problems because won't be deposits on your arteries. If the vessel is strong, they don't get damaged. Not that I'm teaching you how to eat a bad diet, but I'm just teaching like secrets. Not secrets, mm-hmm. It's how the body works. Physiology of the body, you understand? So this is neutralize what kind of free radicals? Water. Like if I drink a coffee or Coke, and this, if I eat 5 fruits, what radicals will neutralize? The fat. The fat. So they powerful antioxidants, and they very good for collagen. Okay, so everybody should have that. Next, here, like a best one way and a good way to detect early cancer. What is it? How we call this? Thermal image, thermography. So this is a child. So white means very, very hot. So that means that child has a problem there. Okay, so it needs alignment. Why everybody that has a chronic degenerative disease has a back problem? Because the nerves. Even the child had never had pain, but if I have cancer on my liver, so that means that nerve is what? Block. Because if the microbes are very smart, they're gonna go in the organ that is weak. Mm-hmm. So if my liver is not working properly, that means I have something what? So you need to align. It's very important to be aligned because the microbes go on that organ because it's not passing the voltage, normal voltage that should have. Like one time I had a neck injury, I was talking to her that I have a severe spasm on my heart is because my nerve was blocked. And to stop on that case because I knew it was my neck and it was a nerve, To stop the spasm, I just put my neck like that, open, and stop the spasms. Okay? But sometimes we need to literally go there and align the back. It's very important that everybody's be aligned. That's part of a chronic healing. When we have a chronic degenerative disease, there is a nerve there involved. And sometimes the mouth. Like this will be more in adult, that they have a cavity and they can get cancer from that. Or even I saw people dying from heart infection because of cavities. Okay, that's very important. But in children is a different ways that they can get cancer. Adult is more like you don't take care of yourself, or you have cavities in your mouth that you didn't take care, or you ate a lot of food for a long time that you wasn't taking care of your health. But child is different. Next. And complementary alternative medicine. So when your child goes in chemotherapy and radiation, there are things that you can do that is in your reach, that you can help to go through that time. And the purpose of the complementary alternative medicine was once that child finished the treatment, you want her that never to have what? Cancer again. Okay? Not of that type of cancer and not the same cancer ever again. So that's your purpose, to keep that immune system up and her body work. So alignment is the first thing. It's very important to be aligned. Second, detox. And stress. Stress can kill us. I had a friend that he was an engineer and he was going through a divorce and was very bad, hit him very hard. He ended up with cancer. And
because of the stress?
The stress. Oh, his case was just stress. And he healed because once the stress was removed, and he wrote a book about that because he ended up in the hospital, but he's alive and he's okay. But his case was severe stress because immune depresses you and activates the virus when you go in a lot of stress, like divorce, like death, and the husband die or wife die suddenly, all give you a big stress on you, and you can be sick. Okay, but this is a temporary. You remove the stress, you get strong again. You can. And stress is. Have you heard they say stress kills? That kills for real. Okay, proper nutrition. Do you know that if you eat broccoli, cauliflower can silence the genes that promotes cancer? Cruciferous is Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli. You can put in the child's diet weekly. That would help silence the genes. Okay. Nutraceutical supplements. Nutraceuticals is this. It's nutraceutical because they are professional. It's not over the counter. They are professional. You need to have a license to be able to. We don't prescribe. We just recommend. Okay, but those products we know works. Like this is ionic. Ionic when you put under, if you wanna the patient's in critical and you wanted fast results, you put under the tongue, goes straight on the body, especially ionic. Ionic absorbs right away, and liposomic absorbs too because they put this is vitamin C with liposome, that means has fat to absorb. They absorb too, goes in the blood right away. So this is nutraceutical. Like depends, like for example, if the child is having mineral deficiency, what are you gonna do? You're gonna give the minerals, or you're gonna do green juicing. You understand? So you have to know what the child is missing, so you can replace. Like the child is bruising, you have to put what? Vitamin C, vitamin E, and so for each symptom that the child will present, you can help putting the nutraceuticals to help with the chemo and the radiation that child is going through. Okay, the side effects. And you have the main thing you have to restore. What is it? The immune system. And where is it? In the gut. So all these products restores the flora. You see the flora, intestinal flora. So will be flora. This will be one kind. This will be bowel management. This restores the fistulas because it has glutamine, and this one restores too. So all these products is to restore the intestinal flora and to repair the intestinal walls. And this one is products like, when the child go to chemotherapy, the immune system is suppressed. So these products will keep the child safe, like 1 capsule a day. This is for a child to avoid getting colds and flus often, because usually they get those things often because the treatments that they're going through. So this is for the immune system. And this is the magnesium. Remember that I'm going to tell you the things that the body doesn't have. It doesn't matter if you're sick or not, we need. One is magnesium, another one is iodine, and the minerals. This is the 3 things that doesn't matter how much you eat, you don't have it. Okay? Because we never follow God's rules. That was, I have a farm, I divide my farm, and I plant 7 years here and let it rest and rotate. We never did that. So it doesn't matter where you buy your foods, there is no enough what? Minerals. And the 2 things that neutralize the radicals, what was? Vitamin C and E. If you have this on your, besides being plant-based diet, if you have those things, do you think you're gonna get easy sick? No, because what was the main thing caused that we are sick is deficiency of what? Cell deficiency. What cell deficiency? Or toxins. So if you treat your body in a way that your cells is not going to be intoxicated and it's not going to be deficient, are you going to get sick? No. Okay. And another thing, exercise and proper rest. What time that child should be in bed? If they are 6 years old, what time?
9, 7.
Yeah, between 8 to 9. And if they are teenagers, 9 to 10. But why we cannot sleep later than that? Why not? There is a reason for that. Because at night, we release hormones. Even us as adults. If I go to bed after 10, I won't have my hormones released for the next day. Growth hormone that give me energy, help me have a good memory. And for a child, if they don't go in bed early, they won't have the growth hormone. Instead being tall, they're going to be what? Short. What until age the child grow? 25 years old. So they still have a chance to grow if they exercise properly and eat properly. You see the difference? So, and another thing, the child needs to be early in bed because, depends on the age, because the healing takes time at night. While you are resting, the cells are repairing, cleaning, repairing. So if you don't sleep at 8 hours minimum, are you going to have any repair? No, especially when you're sick. So that child needs to be in bed on time. Because the hormones won't release if you're not in bed 2 hours. And the last release is midnight. So if you go after to bed every day after midnight, you don't have what? The hormones. And the next day you're... And you can make you can try on your own. You can make a deal with the child and say, this week you can sleep wherever you want. Next week, 7 o'clock you'll be in bed. And let's see how they go better in school. You can make that see with their own eyes so they won't complain when you say it's time to go to bed. Do you understand? And you can prove yourself. You can go early, 10 o'clock every day, and see how you're going to be acting daily, memory-wise and energy-wise. You see the difference? So it's very important that the child exercise, walk, or do some activity. And also be asleep on time. What's the minimum hour that we can sleep daily? 8 hours. 8 hours, okay? Next. The nutraceuticals we explained already. The superfoods is greens. while they go to chemotherapy and radiotherapy, it would help them to go through that process. The bowel management, I told you already, fixes the guts because has glutamine, closes the fistulas and the permeability and fix the repairs the small intestine and help you absorb. Like for example, if the child's stomach is not working, it's not digesting, it's not absorbing anything, then I can put this flutter. Because some kids, depends how sick they are, the stomach is not digesting, so you put, like each meal you put 1 capsule of that would do the job for the child until comes back everything. And vitamin D, look what it does, vitamin D3. Prevents spreading the cancer. That's what it does. We can give like 1,001 pill daily for the child. So prevent. So you see how many things that you saw. Vitamin D is the sun, but if the child is not in the sun enough to get the vitamin, so you can give in capsules. Okay, prevents what? Metastasis. Cruciferous turn off what? Genes. Okay, and zinc. It's immune system. Lifts the immune system. How do you know the child doesn't have enough zinc? What are you gonna see on the finger? White spots. Okay. Selenium. Selenium is another what? Another one that helps with the immune system. But selenium does one thing more. The cells can be toxic with heavy metals, aluminum. Selenium takes the metals out. Okay, person that break, like if a child has osteosarcoma and they remove a piece of a bone and they have metal there, they need to take 1 capsule of selenium lifetime for the releasing of the metals. Okay, and antioxidants, vitamin C and E, you know what it's for already, to neutralize free radicals, water or fat. And SCACT. SCACT, where? Oh, this one. This is SCACT is the lady that discovered this was a nurse called Cassie. She was working in the hospital, and this was this old lady, very old, with breast cancer, and she was her nurse. And then she refuses the regular treatment, and then she was talking, and the lady was very confident because people when get cancer, they get scared, they thinking dying, and that lady was happy all the time. And then she say, how come you look like that, act like that? I say, oh, because I've been taking that tea called SCACT. A Indian was treating her for cancer. And then Cassie asked information about it, and she got it, and she was a nurse in Canada that helped many people with cancer. Because she did IVs with that tea, and she helped people recover from cancer and from diabetes on that time. Her story is on the internet. You can see. Her name is the tea is SCAC, but her name was Cassie. Means the name of the tea is she inverted. Okay. So why this tea works? Because cleans the blood. Cleans the blood because if the gut is not work, the blood is dirty, and no immune system.
That works for the diabetes too?
Yes, it works for any health issues because that cleans the blood. And it's your body that's doing the healing. It's none of this. We're just giving nutrition and tools for the body to heal itself. Okay? Do you see the difference? Mm-hmm. Okay, because this what it does is cleans the blood. Cleans the blood. Okay? And next. This is Huda Clark, and she said because medicine nowadays, before medicine was the healing art. Now, as a doctor myself, I am MD too, and as allopathic medicine, we treat the symptoms. So we're not looking for the root cause. But Huda Clark, she said, when the true cause of one illness has been found and by removing it the illness can be restored or prevented, a true cure has also been found. The truth is, as a doctor is a teacher. I teach, you do what you're supposed to do, and then the body has enough tools for what? To heal. Do you understand? The body does, it's not us. We're just giving materials. Like if I know you don't have zinc, I'll give you zinc. If I know you don't have minerals, I'll give minerals. Do you understand what we do as a doctor? I'm just a teacher. Your body is gonna do the job. Okay? It's not us. We're just helping you. Next. And here's the reference: beating the cancer with nutrition and cure for all cancers. Who got cancer cured and incurable? This doctor, he was a dentist, and he had pancreatic cancer, and he discovered about the pancreatic enzyme, and he cured himself, and with his knowledge, he helped many other people. His book is free. You can download on the internet. Okay, it's free, the copy. And Hulda, I met her personally one time, and I talked to her personally. She was old when I met her, but she's very knowledgeable too. In this one, I didn't get to know the first one, but there is ways to get done. Like cancer is not a death sentence. Cancer, that means a lot of things are wrong in your body, and the main thing that causes disease, my cell has toxins and deficiencies. That's all it is. Fix it, and the body comes back to normal one day. Okay? So that's all for today. If there is any questions.
So is it good to have like the alkaline water?
Yes,
Because this is a very acidic.
yeah, that's the water needs to have minerals, because there is many ways to alkalinize the water, but the proper way, the mineral water will make your body alkaline, but it won't interfere with your stomach, because the stomach needs to be acidic in order to digest the food properly. Okay, but it's I will do my own mineral water. You said, because that water I measured the pH was acidic, and distilled water was neutral. Neutral is 7.0. So you can buy those strips and you test your water and you see which one is the best one to drink. Okay, but I would put minerals, because you're gonna see the difference. You can drink this whole bottle now and go to the bathroom in 5 minutes. So that's mean didn't retain. But now if you have a problem, and like for example, in the valley is happening too much when you're pregnant, and because that water doesn't retain, there is babies that are having problem to survive because it's not enough liquid amniotic liquids. You know how you fix that in less than 24 hours? There's a water called Penta water. You drink and then you will retain, because it has minerals. That's all it is. Nothing. It's no secret. It's because that water will not retain. Okay? So if you have a child that does sports, make sure it has electrolytes. Okay? You can do your water, or you can buy those things and put in the water, because this is minerals. Okay? This is also minerals. And this is the detox the cells. It's called fulvic. And that was well known by Egyptian time. They call the golden medicine. In the time of the Egyptians, they used this. That's called fulvic acid. You can search the internet. It has a lot of benefits. And this one is called humic acid. It's another one. In the Egyptian times, they used those as a medicine, and they're very good. It's called humic. The name is gift because that does a lot of things to your body. That's why it has that name. Okay. And this one is used to detox. And remember, most of when we are sick with any kind of condition like a cancer or chronic disease, you have a virus or a parasite or something's there. And so we have products for this one cleans the blood. This one cleans the blood. When you have crystals, when you have candida, when you have any other thing, it's the enzyme that cleans the blood right away. Okay. So this is for virus. It's called herbal virulence. It's for virus. So there's a lot of way that you can help your child to see results quickly and to go through until they finish. And your purpose is to change the child's life so he or she won't get cancer again. Okay, and stays like that. So that's why it's important to learn about the diet, important to learn the sleeping, exercise. Otherwise, we don't want it to the child 2 or 3 or 5 years, 10 years have again other type of cancer, obviously. Okay. Any questions?
How about magnesium? Is that, since we lack that, what's the effects of not having enough? Like, how do we know we don't have enough?
With that magnesium, the three importance is the minerals. Those three. Magnesium is very important. Magnesium is the place that has most of magnesium is your heart. If you don't have magnesium in your heart, you can have spasms. Like if you drink coffee all day long, and then you either twitching, and then you get stress. You can go in spasm in the heart, and you can die. You don't need to have clogged up arteries to die, because your heart goes in spasm and no magnesium won't open. Understand? That's how important magnesium is. And magnesium is more important for more than 250 functions, metabolic functions of your body, because they interfere with the enzymes. So without magnesium, and magnesium, any kind of stones is lack of magnesium. Liver stones, gallbladder stones, kidney stones, arthritis, any stone calcification is lack of magnesium. Okay, that's why taking calcium without magnesium, you calcify in your body, because without magnesium you won't deliver calcium to your bones. And the relationship of calcium and magnesium is 2 to 1. Okay, so you need, if you're gonna drink a supplement, it needs to make sure it has magnesium. So magnesium is a must. Brain function. If a child has seizure, by giving magnesium will help the child. Okay, prevent seizure. Okay, magnesium is very important, and iodine is very important. The cell energy, the base is what? Iodine, because you have T4, then because of selenium it goes in T3 and goes inside your cell. That's energy. If you don't have iodine, you die. But what is the side effects on having iodine? Enough, your eyes shining and hair falling, and you can be either obese or skinny, cold hands, cold feet, and cannot concentrate. Actually, when the kids, like they are called idiotic, like idiot that cannot learn, it's lack of what? Iodine. You see, iodine is very important. And if you have iodine, you won't have what? Breast cancer. Because iodine protects the breast and magnesium protects the heart. Okay? And so having iodine, the main place for the iodine is the breast. Okay? You see that.
On that one, we don't get enough of that either?
No,
right?
No, we don't. Because iodine is, if you see on the chemistry charts, iodine is volatile. Like the sea salt, when they process the sea salt, evaporates. So you need to add it. Kelp has iodine, but it has a lot of iodine. The sea products, the algae has iodine, or use the supplement. This we know it's absorbed. Okay. Because this is a formula mix already to go in and to convert, because that's the selenium. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you for coming. I hope you guys learned something that can make a change in your life and your children's life. And it is simple, but it works. You are what you eat. And if you eat well, change your life, and that's it. There's no gain, no losing. That's the way it is. You are what you eat.